Committee reports, legislative update, Mrs. Shorter.
Thank you so much, Mr. Bagley. I have a couple of things to discuss. I mean, as you've witnessed, we've had some really incredible examples of what the value of public education is, and it is concerning that House Bill 11 is basically making its way through. It's right now there are hearings and such slated. House Bill 11 is also known as the Backpack Bill, and this is a program that could cost up the upwards amount, I think was $1 billion.
$1 billion.
$1 billion. And basically it is, it's like a universal voucher program. There's so many different things to think about this program, but $1 billion, placed into the educational system here for public schools and public charter schools would just be incredible. The amount that we could, or the things that we could do with that amount of money. We wouldn't even have to look at these types of cost-saving measures if the state of Ohio, if our politicians saw fit to put that type of money into education. Instead, it is an expansive voucher program for, in many cases, for families that don't need the voucher. And it's just sad because public education seems to be under fire, and yet we have these wonderful examples of how important public education is for kids and what our kids are doing in public schools. And you want to see that held on to, but bills like this really make you wonder. Just have to say that. In addition to HB 11, there's also a movement, Senate Bill 1, that I've spoken about before, and I think it was at the last board meeting we talked about the fact that there are changes with the Ohio Department of Education. It would be, the Department of Education and Workforce. So the whole entire department would basically come under the auspices of a new sort of
State-run.
It is,
right? It would just become state-run.
It is.
Instead of an
right,
autonomous.
Instead of having an autonomous system. And so, again, it's another battle that we have for public education and making sure that we have autonomy in our school districts to do what we believe is best, along with parents, for our kids in our district. So this has moved out of the Senate. It is now a companion bill to House Bill 12. So these things are gaining momentum. They're moving forward. But we're going to continue to ask the community to be aware of what's happening and to make calls to their legislatures and just help us to help our kids in public education. That's it.
Thank you, Mrs. Shorter. Butler Tech update, I will handle that. Good news, this year, the all boards meeting will be on May 3rd. And our deadline to sign up will be April 18th. That's a Wednesday night, so this board should be able to attend the all boards meeting for Butler Tech at the Russell Lee facility. It's a chance to see showcases and different programs that are happening. Of course, we're one of 11 different districts that, school systems that support Feed Butler Tech, and it'll be a great time to see and learn more about it. So please check your calendars for Wednesday, May 3rd. There's some preliminary discussions about the expansion of the Bioscience Center on 75. So much as we planned ahead and were ready when the state offered money so that we could build our elementary school and our new freshman building, the state is talking about having money available for expanded career technical education centers. And they're at full capacity at the Bioscience Center, and they would like to expand that in partnership with Cincinnati State. So again, the beginning stages, but they want to be ready. They want to have plans drawn, cost. So if given that opportunity, they can do just that. More to follow. Next, I'm sorry. Is it student achievement? Student achievement, Mrs. Gundry.
Okay, well, I would be remiss if I didn't mention how proud we are of the basketball team for making it back to the finals. Hoped for a different outcome, but they're still proud of them nonetheless. And then also I wanted to mention that a Fairfield High School string quartet participated in a Chamber of Music Masterclass on March 11th. It was held at Miami University. And was with a well-known violinist. And the same group of students, quartet members Mara Seppala, Nathaniel Smith, Dylan Vanderpool, and Kyle Ledbetter, they've been invited to give an encore performance on April 2nd as part of the Butler Philharmonic Youth Orchestra concert at the Freshman Auditorium. So well done for them. That's a great accomplishment.
Thank you, Mrs. Gundry. Mr. Clark, Parks and Recreations.
Yeah, some park fun still coming up. We have, the kids spoke about Rascals. Mr. Johnson spoke about Rascals. That's a cleanup in the spring coming, and that is April 22nd. Actually, any groups can join to do that, so I think I'm already in a group, so if our board and admin wants to get a team together to go rake some leaves, we could do that. Preschool, we have preschool children for 23-24 year. The Parks has an opportunity for kids to, or parents sign up their preschoolers, do activities and have some fun at the CAC building. There's also Go Hiking again, Mr. Begley. Bingo March, it's Saturday, March 18th in Huffman Park. You can look for some pine cones and find some other fun activities there. So. A lot of things good going on in the parks. We have a lot of parks. Go visit those. Lastly, if you are visiting the parks, you notice some trees with a white tag around them. They're being tagged for memorial trees, so they're going to do something special with those to record them and make them to show who they're for, why they're there, and that kind of thing. So if you see a little white tag around some trees, there is a purpose for that. So, and Marsh Lake is open, so go fishing too.
Great.
Enjoy our city parks. That's
Thank you,
all I have.
Mr. Clark.
Yes, sir.
Planning Commission. Now, Mr. Smith usually gives this report, but Mr. Smith does not attend those meetings. We have a different representative. Mr. Doug Robertson attends the Planning Commission meetings for the city of Fairfield on our behalf. So thank you, Mr. Robertson, who's here tonight with us. Would you like to give the report?
That's up to you, Mr. Begley.
Please come forward if you're willing.
Actually, my response has been typical with Mr. Smith. It's nothing very significant to report because most of the time we're discussing some new construction, simple things, auto body shops, things like that really don't affect the school. So this past planning committee, it was another auto body shop that we were approving conditional use. Very interesting to the school board, right? And a couple of duplexes that are getting planned on building on Holiday Drive. So nothing too significant there, but I did want to come because I do get asked the same thing on the Planning Commission to report from the board. And I was talking to Mr. Smith and Mr. Begley about getting some kind of report to report back. And I thought, well, I just need to visit. And I couldn't have picked a better night, not because of what's happened the last half, but because of that initial presentation by the leadership and service. That's something. That's just like you say, wow, that's amazing stuff. So God sent me here today for some reason, and that was to experience what the kids are doing. Just like from your state of the community and that presentation from Mary Poppins. Kids are doing wonderful things here.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Robertson.
Thank you,
I
Mr.
served
Robertson.
on that planning commission for a number of years, and you're being too simple with what you do. There is some serious work that gets done there. Right now, they're working on the coding, the regs for the city, and how things should be coded and classified, and that's serious work. It's great work. Thank you for doing that on our behalf and on behalf of the community.
It's been a pleasure. I appreciate you all putting me in that position. I learned a lot, and, yeah, appreciate that.
Great. Thanks for being here tonight.